Good morning, dear students. Today our new topic is about word formation. And what is word formation? Word formation is the creation of a new word, or maybe is forming of a new word by combining some roots or stems together, or maybe adding some suffixes. Word formation is a branch of science of the language which studies the patterns on which a language forms new lexical items, new unities, or new words. It's a process of forming words by combining roots or stems and affixal morphemes. Root or stem is the main part of the word, and affixal morphemes it's the affixes which adding the words to form a new word. And in English, there are different types of word formation, also called two ways of word formation. Productive way is also called a main type of word formation. Non-productive way is also called minor type of word formation. Productive way or main type of word formation includes affixation, word composition, conversion, and abbreviation. Non-productive way includes sound interchange, stress interchange, sound imitation, blending, and back formation. Productive way. We will begin with productive way, the first affixation. Affixation consists of adding an affix to the stem of a definite part of speech. The main function of it is to form one part of speech from another. The secondary function is to change the lexical meaning of the same part of speech. Affixation is divided into suffixation and prefixation. And prefixation or the prefixes are often used to give adjectives, a negative or an opposite meaning. For example, there are different types of prefixes: negative, pejorative, prefix of place, prefix of size, degree, status, prefix of time and order, and prefixes of number. And maybe some negative adjectives. Maybe in becomes in before a root beginning with M or P. For example, immature, impatient, immoral, and unfair, inexperienced, and like, dislike, maybe. And the negative prefixes on verbs, the prefixes on and these can also form the opposites of verbs. Tie, untie, appear, disappear. These prefixes are used to reserve the action of the verb. Here are some more examples. For example, disagree, disapprove, disbelieve, disconnect, discourage, dislike, disprove, and so on. And some prefixes anti, the meaning against, auto, the meaning of or by oneself, ex, the meaning of this prefix is out of, and pre is a before, and re is again and back, and so on. And suffixation. Suffixation is the formation of a new words by adding suffixes to the stem. And we must add these affixes to the end of the word. There are 5 groups of suffixation, and they are noun forming, adjective forming, verb forming, adverb forming, and also numeral forming. For example, noun forming suffixes er. Er is used for the person who does an activity. For example, write, writer, paint, painter, work, worker. And you can use er with a wide range of verbs to make them into nouns. Sometimes we also write er suffixes with or. For example, act, actor, operate, operator, sail, sailor, and so on. And the ness, the suffix ness, it's also noun forming suffixes, is used to make nouns from adjectives. For example, good, goodness, ready, readiness, forgetful, forgetfulness. And adjective forming suffixes, able. For example, drinkable, and means can be done, and washable, readable, forgivable, edible, flexible, and also verb forming suffixes I, S, E, and in American English I, Z, E. Forms verbs from adjectives modernize, commercialize, industrialize, and so on. And there are so many suffixes in English. For example, adverb forming suffix ly, for example, beautiful, beautiful. Numeral forming is teen and ty, teen, 14, 40, and so on. Compounding or word composition. It refers to the joining of two separate words to produce a single word. The two words don't lose their individual sounds. For example, bookcase. This compound word consists of two separate words, individual words, book and case. Fingerprint, sunburn, doorknob, basketball, cardboard, maybe snowball, football, and so on. And the next is conversion. Conversion, this is a change of the function of the verb. For example, when a noun comes to be used as a verb. For example, bake is the noun form and to bake is the verb form. Bake to bake, bottle to bottle, and book to book. Words and abbreviation. You know that abbreviation and are the words which can be shortened. And there are some types of abbreviation in English: initialism, acronyms, shortenings, maybe, and contractions. And examples for abbreviation is professor, prof, fantasy, fancy, and BBC, UK, and ASAP, FAQ, USA, and so on. Abbreviation of words consists in clipping a part of a word. And what is clipping? Clipping is a synonym of reduction, and this process of words that has more than one syllable is reduced to a shorter form. For example, fanatic is a fan, situation comedy is a sitcom. And now we will discuss the non-productive way of word formation. The first is blending. And new words are formed from a word group or two synonyms by clipping the end of the first component and the beginning of the second component. For example, medical plus care and Medicare. Spanish plus English, it's the Spanglish, it's the new word, it's the combination of two words. For example, the first part of the first sentence and the last part of the second sentence. And back formation or negative derivation, it's based on analogy, and a complex word exists first, the non-affixed form is derived later. Babysitter to babysit, editor to edit. Sound imitation. Other terms for sound imitation are onomatopoeia and echoism. Words coined by this type of word building are made by imitating different kinds of sounds that may be produced by animals, birds, human beings, or inanimate objects. For example, dogs bark, cocks cock a doodle doo, ducks quack, cats mew, cows moo, and so on. Stress interchange. Stress interchange is one of the ways of word building based on a shift of stress. For example, if we put the stress for the first syllable of the word conduct, it's the noun form. And if we put the stress mark for the second syllable, it's the verb form of this word. For example, conduct, it's a conduct, present and present, and so on. Sound interchange. Sound interchange is the formation of a word due to an alteration in the phonetic composition of its root. Sound interchange falls into two groups: vowel interchange, fall to feel, blood to bleed, food to feed. In some cases, vowel interchange is combined with suffixation: long, length; strong, strength; broad, breadth. Consonant interchange: advice to advise. Consonant interchange and vowel interchange may be combined together: life to live. And thanks for your attention. It's the end of our sim. And be ready for the next lesson. And thanks for your attention.